I'm Andy.
And I'm Evan.
And together,
we're the Deplorable General.
Every week we bring you tactical tips and tricks, guns and gear review, political commentary, and everything in between. So myself, I'm a military veteran.
Security contractor.
So we got some experience in this realm of all things tactical.
Yep.
We always like to start out thanking
FN
for supporting us. They give us hats and shirts, keychains, window stickers, and again, when you like, comment, and share, you get entered into a drawing to win one of these shirts, hats, keychains, stickers, some pens we have. We have a whole bunch of stuff that FN sends us. So if you like, comment, and share, do all three of those things on YouTube, on Facebook, on the Tactical page, or anywhere else. We're gonna go ahead and throw you in that drawing to win one of those items. We try to do that at least once a month. So a couple other shout outs that we'd like to give. Guncarry.com is a big one. They don't sponsor us in any which way, shape, or form, but we think that they're a great resource, and they talk about a lot of the same stuff that we do. We get actually some of our material from their website from time to time. Really great resource with the same kind of stuff: gun and gear review, training tips and tricks, and tactical tips and tricks, and political commentary also. So they also sell shirts, some pretty cool shirts. We have a couple of them ourselves. Definitely recommend you check out guncarry.com.
I also want to give a shout out to Guns and Ammo magazine. They jump on board with us. We do appreciate it. Great literature, great due to some things that I did not get the magazine here today, but next week I'll have the updated show. And we've got some more gun material coming, writing material coming to us. So as soon as that gets here, I'll mention them, but they're not here yet. But they will be.
So I got a little rant to go on today. I just read yesterday evening that we don't. Again, normally when we do political stuff, or it's like gun related or related to the tactical arena, but there's just something that is on my chest that I just gotta get off, and this is the perfect venue for it. So if you don't like it, I'm sorry, guys. But I gotta get it out there. Now, I'm an Eagle Scout, so I was in the Boy Scouts for 10 years. 10 years I was in the Boy Scouts, and it was an organization that I can honestly attribute much of the man that I am today to that organization. I could say probably that organization more than any other organization, one single organization in my life, including public school. I feel like I've gained more from Boy Scouts than I did public school. A close second might be the military. So, and it's a real close second because I think I've gained a bit of myself from both of those organizations pretty equally. But last night I get on Facebook, of all places, and I read that the Boy Scouts of America is taking the word boy out of their name, and they're allowing everybody to join. Everybody. Boys, girls, and everything in between. Now, the whole concept behind Boy Scouts was it was an organization that
for boys
that helped transition boys into men. It taught boys a set of values and a set of ethics. It taught boys character, and it developed boys into men based off of masculine things that are important or should be important to men throughout the history of mankind in America. So now, I can, if you guys really want, I can tie this back into the tactical thing and firearms. That I had gotten my shotgun shooting merit badge,
rifle shooting,
fishing,
boating.
So there's some tactical elements and aspects. And believe it or not, the Boy Scouts of America has long since been considered a paramilitary organization. Now, it's not a militia, but but it's classified as a paramilitary organization because of the uniforms, the rank structure, the discipline that they should have. So, here's the thing: is Boy Scouts is a brotherhood. It always has been, not anymore. Okay, so that brotherhood is now being degraded and destroyed because of political correctness.
They watered down.
Now there is no brotherhood anymore when girls are allowed in it. It's not a brotherhood, and nobody who hasn't experienced brotherhood can truly respect or understand or know what a brotherhood is and how much it really means. It's not a social club, okay? It's not like the Eagles, or the Moose or the Elks Lodge. All those things are great, and if you belong to those organizations, it's great, it's fun, it's a social club. It's an opportunity for you to interact with other people in the community. Boy Scouts has never been a social club. It's always been a brotherhood.
Yep.
And it's a brotherhood where everyone is accepted. So you could be nerdy. You could be, you could be a swimsuit
And you learn how to
model.
deal with different people.
You could be fat. You could be skinny, tall, short. It doesn't matter. In Boy Scouts, you fit in, and that's something I've always been proud of with the Boy Scouts is that you go to summer camp and you see these other troops where it's like and I'm not trying to be judgmental or mean, but it's a bunch of like nerds or dweebs, and like you know what though, that is great because that's a place for those kids to fit in. They don't have to feel awkward because they fit in. Now, how is that dynamic going to change? We have a group now that's bringing in women and girls and people who identify as whatever pronoun they identify as. That's not boy or girl. It's freaking ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I'm going to end it there. I don't need to rant anymore.
No, you're fine. No, I totally concur.
That hey, look, the reason why I bring it up here is because as the moral fabric of a great American society is broken down.
So much with Boy Scouts.
As that fabric is broken down, people like myself are only going to sit around and tolerate it for so long. And I'm not talking about taking signs down to D.C. Time for that's gone and past. I'm talking about taking things a step farther. I don't know what that looks like yet. I'm not saying it's time for a revolution yet or anything. I don't know what that step farther looks like. But the time for picking up signs is over. I'm not saying not to do it. I'm just saying that these values are being just stripped away from us by force. A small majority of the population believes in this crap, and the rest of us are being forced to just live with it. So
well, you gotta understand something, and I was told this the other day. Times are changing. Get with the times. But I tell you what, there's some things that should be left alone. And now the Boy Scouts are no longer the Boy Scouts.
But guess what? The Girl Scouts are still the Girl Scouts, and
they only allow good luck girls. Trying to join now.
They only allow girls.
Yeah, yeah.
So and that's not going to change.
Nope.
So anyway, to get into our gun talk today, we really try to pull together and figure out what we're going to talk about, and like I said, we've talked about a whole wide gamut of things.
Lord, guys.
And one of the things we like doing is actually reviewing guns and then talking about their history and how they got to where they are today. So today we've decided not that one. Today we've decided to talk about the H&K G3. That's not it.
I know that's a Sturmgewehr, but I still love that rifle.
Me too. We'll get there. We're talking about the H&K G3, which actually came from the Setme rifle. The Setme was the first and original version of the H&K G3, and there's been a bunch of variants. So here we have a Setme, Spanish Setme.
And by the way, folks, you can still buy this rifle from Century Arms as the C308. The only difference is it's got a PTR lower.
And it has a rail welded to the top.
Yep.
So that's a nice feature. And I've heard some pretty good reviews on it. So this gun, people, this is by far one of my favorite battle rifle. This is one of my favorite
Oh yeah.
assault rifles.
And that's what it was designed for, was a battle rifle.
Exactly, yeah. Now, this was designed about the same time as the FNFAL.
Yeah.
And honestly, on the global arena of firearms, it was in good competition with the FNFAL.
Yeah.
You know, I would say the FAL was a little bit more popular and used a little bit more than the SETME or the H&K was, especially H&K, just because the H&K I think was more of a price point and availability. But the SETME and the H&K.
I mean, you put an HK, just get on HK for a little bit. You get a setup like this from HK. You got $2,600 rifle,
Yeah.
and you can go to Century Arms and get a C308 for $800. So
Which almost all parts are interchangeable.
and almost all parts are interchangeable.
Oh, you know, literally almost all. There's very few parts that you can't take
The
out.
sights have been welded on
Right.
the SETME. That's the only difference.
Yep. So, a little bit of the history of the H&K. So, this design was actually developed in the 1950s. So, its precursor, which Evan was playing with here, and we'll see if we can get a zoom in on this right here. This is going to be a familiar gun to most of you guys. And we've actually talked about this gun before. So the AK-47 was actually
A deliberative of this weapon.
Yep, exactly. So the AK-47 was designed based off of this weapon. That's the MP-44, and there was actually a couple other designations, but it's the Sturmgewehr. So, which actually literally is translated into storm rifle, which is the first quote unquote assault rifle, you could say, to hit.
Basically,
mass
the first time it
production.
saw battle was on the Eastern Front. In the Sturmgewehr saw action in the Eastern Front in '43,
Yep.
and then it went into the Battle of the Bulge. And then after that, it was pretty much, you know, it was a firearm. The Sturmgewehr was a firearm pretty much ahead of its time.
Right.
There wasn't enough of them to really turn the tide of the battle.
Exactly. But if they would have come out with that MP-44, you know, say 10 years earlier,
Oh, good Lord!
that could have won the war.
Well, this was the Grand Killer.
Yeah.
That killed the Grand.
Yep. It was lighter. It was more portable. It carried more rounds.
And they were potent.
Yeah.
Potent little rounds.
Very robust weapon system. But here's the thing: is after World War II, the arms race was on. Man, it was how can we build them bigger, better, faster, lighter, more effective, and so out of that arms race came this weapon. And to let you know, this is not just a piece of historical weaponry. This is still used today. This is still used today in many countries as one of their main battle rifles. As a matter of fact, yeah, let's see. 1, 2, 3. I should have counted these beforehand. 1, 2,
That's
3,
fine.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
That's more than the
25,
FNFAL.
27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52,
All right, you just passed the FNFAL.
54. Let's see, 54. 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60,
line.
61, 62, 3, 64, 65, 66,
Jeez.
67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73,
Unbelievable.
74, 75, 76, 77, 78. 78 countries in the world still use this weapon or a variant
Of this weapon.
in their military force, including the United Kingdom and the United States. As a matter of fact, I'm Facebook friends with a guy who carried an H&K in Iraq pretty much the whole time, and he was an American Special Forces soldier.
And he carried a 308 HK91.
Yeah, and it was his go-to weapon. He loved it. He said that he wouldn't carry. He wouldn't
That
rather carry.
He must have been tier 1 operator for them to let him do that.
He carried, and I got pictures of him over
No,
there.
no, that ain't,
so.
no. I mean, for a soldier to.
Oh yeah, he wasn't just basic infantry.
No,
Not at all. And that's the thing, guys. This is not just so. It's not just like the third world countries. I mean, Haiti uses them. So yeah, I mean, there's some countries that are third world, but then they have. I mean, Iran, Ireland, Kuwait, Libya. Let's see.
I mean, now the 7.62 round at close range is devastating.
Germany, of course, uses them still. I mean, this is still a widely used. And then there are then other non-state users of this weapon as well, like the Kurds. This is one of the favorite weapons of the Kurds, which is kind of cool. It's